Hello, my name is Bismarck from Elion Digitals, and in today's video we are going to check out the cool stuff you can do with keyframes inside of After Effects, just like what you see on the screen here. Alright, without wasting any much time, let's get started. So what keyframes does is that it helps us to animate what we want to animate. It helps us to achieve the kind of animation we want to get. Okay, so just like this text we see here, I use the keyframes you see down here. All right, these keyframes, these ones, okay, these ones, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, those are the keyframes I use for animating this text. Okay, so whatever we do in After Effects, keyframes are key. Okay, keyframes are key to whatever we do in After Effects. So let's quickly go through how we will animate a text using keyframes. Let's make a simple one, very simple. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or not. Okay, so let's quickly go into it and then try hands on it. So I'll create a new project by pressing Ctrl N for new project. Great, now we have a new composition that is text with keyframes. So I'll just type in any text by clicking the text tool. Okay, and then I click anywhere on the screen and start typing. And anyway, you can change the font and then the font size and and anything you can find right here. Okay, so let's click here and type in Elion Digitals. All right, Elion Digitals. Okay, then I just click off the screen. Alright, so we have Elion Digitals there. I want to animate Elion Digitals and make it move from this side to the center here. Okay, so let's place it at the center here. Alright, now you can change the font style, the font, by clicking here, this side here. Then you can select any of these. Okay, you can use the keyboard to bring it down, and as it's changing you can see the style is also changing. Okay, let's keep it this way. Moselle regular. Let's see if we have other options. There's no other option, so you keep it like this. All right, then yeah, I think it's pretty nice, very nice font there. Okay, so let's create a keyframe on 1 second. Okay, 1 second. What we are going to animate is the position. This is the position. That's where we want it to be after everything. Okay, after everything, this is where we want it to be. All right, so you keep it there. Okay, so at what time should it be here? Should it be at the center? At what time should it be at the center? Let's say 1 second. All right, so I move it a little bit forward to get 1 second here. All right, and for the position property is right inside this layer. Click here, you click on transform and then position. Okay, position. Now you see this little stopwatch icon here. That is what we use for to create a keyframe. Okay, you can click on it to create a keyframe. You can see that there's some little this item here. That's what we call a keyframe. Okay, this is the keyframe. All right, so we just created a keyframe by clicking on the stopwatch icon. You can click on the same stopwatch icon to delete the keyframe. Now if you have multiple keyframes, and you want to delete everything, you can just press this stopwatch icon to delete everything. Okay, and let's say you have a keyframe here and you want to create another one here, you can change the values of the of the parameter, and it will create another keyframe, or you can just click on this one here. But let's expand this. So if you don't have this one, the parameters, you can just click on this one right here, the expand or collapse layer switches lower switches pane. Expand or collapse lower switches pane. Okay, so you can click on this then you have the parameters here. Okay, you can change it and then it will create a keyframe there. Okay, so let's try this. You can see as I changed it, it created a keyframe there. All right, so I just press Ctrl Z to send it back to where it was, or you can create another keyframe right here. Okay, click on this one to create a keyframe. All right, now these left and right, oh, sorry, these left and right arrows are for switching through keyframes. So if you move it forward like this, it goes to the next keyframe, and if you click this one, it goes back to a keyframe. Okay, now you can create another keyframe here just to experiment on this. So you can click this one, move to the middle one, and then you move to the last one, the first one. Okay, so then we can click on this one to move to the second one, and then to the last one. All right, we don't need this one, so I can click on the middle one here to remove it. So you can see add or remove. Let's point to it again. Add or remove keyframe at current time. Okay, so you can add or remove. You just remove this and then we just add it. Okay, now we've not changed anything here, so there will be no animation, just still text. Okay, it's just there. It doesn't move. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything because we've not make it that way. All right, so now let's drag this keyframe to the 0 point with the 0-second point. Okay, then we drag this one here to the 1-second point, so we move this time bar to 1-second point, and then we drag this second keyframe to that point. Okay, now at 1 second we want our text to be here, so we keep the parameter as it is. The numbers, we keep it as it is. Then we go back to the first keyframe. All right, and then we move this text to the left side so that at this point it will move to the center. Okay, so let's use this one here. The first one here is for moving left and right. Okay, so you can drag it and continue dragging until it's off the screen. All right, let's make it go off the screen. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now when we play back, yeah, you can see just move from the left to the right, to the center. Yeah, okay, so that's one basic animation we can do. Okay, if you want it to continue to the far right side and go off the screen, we can move it to the second 2 seconds. You can move to 2 seconds and then drag it like so. We are still using the first one. Okay, so what it means is that after everything, on 2 seconds, it will move from left to right off the screen. So it just flash through the screen and then it goes off. Okay, so let's play back and see what happens. Great. So it's just moving across the screen just like that. So that is one basic thing we can do with keyframes. All right, now for our keyframes, this is pretty much linear. It's like too lame, like it's too plain. Okay, now what we can do is highlight all these keyframes, press F9 to easy ease. All right, you press F9 to easy ease, and now let's check it out. Okay, so you can see it moves from this side, and when it gets to the center, it stops for a split second and then it moves on to the next keyframe. Let's see what happens here again. Great. Okay, but at first, let's check it out. At first it was like this. It's just moving across, no stops. Great. Now let's easy ease by pressing F9 and see what happens. Stop and move. Okay, great. So easy ease does a great job for us, and it's pretty much widely used. In fact, you should just easy ease your keyframes, because it makes your motion graphics subtle and very nice touch to it. It has a very nice touch to your keyframe. And by the way, you can bring this one here, work area end. You can bring it to where your timeline is, so that the playback will just loop and then you see what actually you are doing. All right, it doesn't have to go all the way to 20 seconds. You just have 2 seconds animation and it goes all the way to 20 seconds and come back. No, it's too long. It's too long for us. You just have to bring it to the side. You can either drag it and bring it right here, so that it will just play, and when it gets here it stops and then move back. Okay, yeah, so it kind of loops around. It loops just like that. Okay, so you can preview whatever you are doing. All right, you can even drag it more closer. Yeah, and then you press play. The moment it gets to this end, it just goes back to the start, just like that. So this is one basic text animation you can do. Very, very simple, but actually it's kind of beautiful to me. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, so I think there's one more thing about keyframes we should know about. You can copy keyframes and paste them. Sorry, you can copy keyframes and paste them. Okay, so you can select all the keyframes you want to copy, press Ctrl C on Windows and then Command C on Mac, and then you place the mouse point at the time indicator on where you want to paste it, and then press Ctrl V or Command V. Now we have these ones here, the same thing. All right, and let's play back and then see what we have. Great. So kind of move and then that comes back all the way back. Then that's because we have this keyframe which sets the text here. So when it gets to this side, it has to move all the way back to this side, then it starts coming back again. All right, so you can change the parameters of these and then we see what happens. Let's see. Let's click on this one right here. Let's go to the next keyframe. Yeah, make sure it's on it. Then you can change the parameters like so. Maybe you want it to be here. There. Okay, so when it gets here, it just okay. Now let's see how it will play out. Okay, so just come to the center and then move back to where it was. Alright, kind of it's kind of swinging just like that. Then it comes back and swings back inside. Great. So that is one thing we can do with keyframe. You make sure you master it, how you move it around, how you change the parameters. See, you can move this one here. If the timing is too slow for you, you bring it closer, then it will move fast. Okay, if you move it further, then it will slow down. All right, it will slow down if you move it away. Then if you move it closer, it speeds up. Okay, so let's see how it works. Now I will drag these ones inside and yeah, okay, now let's see. Okay, now let me drag these ones also closer and we see the kind of speed we get now. Okay, so you see it's sped up. Great. Yeah, all right, and you can select some keyframes, drag it around. Okay, so especially if you want to get them closer or get them further away from each other. So let's say I want these ones to be closer to the first one, so I just select all of them by just you drag and then select it just like so and drag the keyframes closer. And if you want this one to be excluded, you just select the other ones and then leave the ones you don't want to include. All right, so now we have something like this. Now we can bring our time bar to this side, or you can just put it out where you want it to be and then press N. Okay, N for current work area end, okay, and B for work area start. All right, so this is what we can do with keyframes. And we have the graph editor. The graph editor, it helps us to make our motion more smoother. Okay, it makes it more smooth, and it gets kind of beautiful, you get it. So let's check our graph editor. This is the graph editor. Okay, you click on it. Now you have these lines moving up like a hill, like that. You can see that. Great. And this one is just a small thing right here. That is the point where the text moves. I mean, the text gets to stay here, and then from there it moves back to the center and goes back in. Okay, so you can select these keyframes and then change some things about it to make your text more smoother. Okay, great. So now let's try to increase the space between it by zooming in. Okay, this for zoom in and this for zoom out. Alright, so let's zoom in a little bit more and then drag this one right here, and then we see what happens. And we can select this one here, then you can drag it in and here. What it means is that it will start slow and then gradually speed up to this point and then slows down to the end. Okay, so let's see how it plays out from here. Okay, so now it gets more smoother. Okay, so by the way, if you don't have this one right here, you can click on this one here, this icon here, and then you click on edit speed graph. Okay, you select edit speed graph. So this is the icon you have to click here, and then you select edit speed graph. All right, then you can have this one. It may be different color, no problem. You are using the same thing. I mean, you'll be able to select and edit what you want to edit. Okay, so now let's drag these ones also in just like so, and then what I'll do is I'll drag this one in here and then move this one back. Okay, so what it means is that from the start it will speed up and then slowly move to this side, and then slowly levels up and gets, I mean, it speed up pretty quick, like a split second, boom, then it goes back down slowly and then move gradually to these points. Okay, now let's play back and then see what we get. Great. All right, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, I didn't know it would look like this. Okay, so I think I'll have to save this and then use it for something else. So that is what we can do with keyframes. This is not all. There are lots we can do with it, and I think because this is basics, I think we should end here and check out other stuffs in our next videos. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe and you make sure you hit the notification icon so that you don't miss any updates. All right, this is Elion Digitals. Thank you for watching once again. See you in the next video.